The Korean Peninsula stands as a stark reminder of the Cold War's enduring legacy, a nation severed in two, a people divided by ideology and barbed wire. In contrast, Germany, once similarly cleaved, has successfully navigated the path to reunification, its reunited capital, Berlin, now a symbol of unity and progress. The division of Korea, formally established in 1948, stemmed from the post-World War II geopolitical maneuvering between the victorious Allied powers. While Germany was partitioned into Western and Soviet zones, Korea was divided along the 38th parallel, with the Soviet Union administering the North and the United States administering the South. This seemingly temporary division solidified into a permanent reality as the Cold War intensified, setting the stage for decades of hostility and mistrust. Germany's division, while seemingly insurmountable at the time, ultimately proved temporary. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 marked a pivotal moment in history, not only for Germany, but for the world. The reunification process, while not without its challenges, stands as a testament to the power of human aspiration for freedom and unity. The aftermath of World War II left both Korea and Germany devastated and politically fractured. The Korean Peninsula became a focal point of Cold War tensions. The Soviet Union backed a communist regime in the north under Kim Il-sung. The United States supported a capitalist government in the south led by Syngman Rhee. The 38th parallel became a hardened political border, setting the stage for the Korean War. Germany faced a different but equally complex set of challenges. The country was divided into 4 occupation zones by the Allied powers. The former 3 zones merged to form West Germany, embracing democracy and a market economy. The Soviet zone evolved into East Germany, a socialist state aligned with Moscow. Berlin, though in East Germany, was divided, symbolizing the East-West confrontation. The Korean War, a brutal conflict that raged from 1950 to 1953, stands as a pivotal event in the history of the Korean Peninsula. It not only solidified the division of Korea, but also left an enduring legacy of mistrust and animosity between the North and the South. The war erupted when North Korean forces, backed by the Soviet Union and China, crossed the 38th parallel in a surprise attack aimed at unifying the peninsula under communist rule. The United States, fearing the spread of communism in Asia, intervened militarily, leading a United Nations force in defense of South Korea. The war quickly escalated into a bloody stalemate, with neither side able to achieve a decisive victory. After 3 years of devastating fighting, an armistice agreement was signed, formally ending the hostilities but leaving the peninsula divided along a heavily fortified demilitarized zone, DMZ. The Korean War had profound and lasting consequences for both Koreas. While the Korean Peninsula remained mired in division and hostility, Germany, despite its own partition, experienced a different trajectory. The existence of 2 German states, East and West, while seemingly intractable, paradoxically planted the seeds for eventual reunification. The shared language, culture, and history of the German people, though suppressed by the ideological divide, served as a powerful undercurrent, fostering a yearning for unity. West Germany, embracing democracy and a market economy, experienced an economic miracle, becoming a beacon of prosperity and freedom. This stark contrast with the economic stagnation and political repression of East Germany fueled a steady stream of refugees fleeing westward, particularly through the porous border in Berlin. The construction of the Berlin Wall in 1961, a desperate attempt by the East German government to stop the exodus, tragically symbolized the human cost of division. Despite the physical and ideological barriers, contacts between East and West Germans persisted, nurtured by family ties, cultural exchanges, and a shared sense of German identity. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 stands as one of the most iconic moments of the 20th century, marking a decisive turning point in the Cold War and paving the way for German reunification. This momentous event was the culmination of a confluence of factors, both internal and external, that had been building for years. By the late 1980s, the Soviet Union, under the reformist leadership of Mikhail Gorbachev, was undergoing a period of profound change. Gorbachev's policies of glasnost or openness and perestroika, or restructuring, unleashed forces of change that quickly spread beyond the Soviet Union's borders, emboldening reform movements in Eastern Europe. In East Germany, growing popular discontent with economic stagnation, political repression, and the lack of freedom fueled mass protests, demanding democratic reforms and an end to the country's isolation. The East German government, facing mounting pressure and dwindling support from Moscow, made the fateful decision to open its borders on November 9, 1989. The fall of the Berlin Wall, a potent symbol of Cold War division, sent shockwaves around the world. The divergent paths taken by Korea and Germany after World War II highlight the profound influence of political systems on national destinies. South Korea, embracing democracy and a market economy, underwent a remarkable transformation, evolving from an impoverished agrarian society into a global economic powerhouse. West Germany, similarly embracing democratic principles and a social market economy, experienced an economic miracle, becoming a beacon of prosperity and freedom in the heart of Europe. In contrast, North Korea, under the iron-fisted rule of the Kim dynasty, descended into isolation, repression, and economic stagnation. The pursuit of a self-reliant Juche ideology, characterized by autarky and extreme personality cults, led to chronic food shortages, human rights abuses, and the development of a nuclear weapons program that has made North Korea a global security threat. East Germany, while initially experiencing some economic progress, ultimately stagnated under the weight of communist central planning and political repression. The stark contrast between the economic and political development of North and South Korea underscores the importance of democratic institutions, individual freedoms, and a market-oriented economy in fostering prosperity and progress. International alliances were pivotal during the Cold War, shaping Korea and Germany's destinies. South Korea's alliance with the US enabled its economic recovery and democratic development. West Germany's NATO and EEC integration fostered stability and prosperity. North Korea's alliances with China and the Soviet Union compromised its autonomy. The Soviet Union's collapse worsened North Korea's economic isolation. East Germany's reliance on the Soviet Union stifled reform and led to its collapse. The economic trajectories of Korea and Germany offer a compelling case study in the contrasting consequences of different economic systems. South Korea, embracing a market-oriented approach, experienced an economic miracle, transforming itself from a war-torn nation into a global economic powerhouse. West Germany, adopting a social market economy, similarly achieved remarkable prosperity, becoming an engine of growth for Europe. North Korea, adhering to a rigid system of communist central planning, has struggled with chronic economic stagnation, food shortages, and widespread poverty. The pursuit of self-reliance under the Juche ideology, coupled with international sanctions imposed in response to its nuclear weapons program, has further isolated North Korea from the global economy. East Germany, while initially experiencing some economic progress, ultimately stagnated under the weight of communist central planning and a lack of economic freedom. The stark economic divergence between North and South Korea highlights the power of market forces, entrepreneurship, and integration into the global economy in driving economic growth and improving living standards. The division of the Korean Peninsula has also had profound implications for regional security, particularly with regard to the issue of North Korea's nuclear weapons program. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons, driven by a combination of security concerns and regime survival instincts, has made it a pariah state and a source of significant regional instability. The repeated cycles of provocation, negotiation, and broken promises have heightened tensions on the Korean Peninsula and raised concerns about the potential for miscalculation or escalation. The international community has responded with a mix of diplomacy, sanctions, and military deterrence, seeking to curb North Korea's nuclear ambitions and prevent a catastrophic conflict. Germany, in contrast, has become a staunch advocate for nuclear non-proliferation and disarmament, its own experience with divisions serving as a cautionary tale. The reunification of Germany, achieved without resorting to military force, stands as a testament to the power of diplomacy, dialogue, and a shared commitment to peace. The contrasting approaches of Korea and Germany to nuclear weapons underscore the complex and multifaceted nature of security challenges in the 21st century. Korea and Germany's divergent paths offer lessons for divided nations today. Korea highlights Cold War legacies and modern security threats. Germany shows the power of reunification and international cooperation. Their experiences provide insights into conflict, reconciliation, and national identity. The Korean Peninsula's militarization underscores the human cost of division. Germany offers hope through dialogue and reconciliation. These lessons have implications for conflicts worldwide, from Cyprus to the Middle East. The Korean Peninsula's future is uncertain, caught between hope for reunification and enduring division. Despite decades of separation, the two Koreas share a common heritage that transcends political divides. The older generation's yearning for reunification remains strong, driven by family ties and shared identity. South Korea's economic and technological prowess offers hope for a brighter future. Yet, significant obstacles remain, including political systems and societal differences. Despite challenges, the pursuit of a unified Korea promises peace and prosperity.